Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of, Off the Clock with Mo. But this segment of it is, as I always tell everybody all the time, this is What's the Deal with Deal. Just got a small current event, that I just want to, touch on a little bit. And I'm not trying to go too deep into it, not trying to go in depth with it and everything like that. But, I just want to touch on the whole situation with the Carwell Hospital in Troy, with the whole, um, well, it was called out as an active shooter. But before that, U of M just won their first game of the NCAA tournament. Take a shot to that. But yeah, on March 20th, at like 7 o'clock in the morning, it was a call out to Troy that said there was a active shooter in the hospital. And, when you hear active shooter, you just your mind just scrambled, because there's so many people in the hospital, from the elderly to the babies and everybody else in the middle of that, the employees, the medical staff, everybody that's involved in them. You hear active shooting, and that can really really get your blood pumping, and it ended up being one guy shooting another guy. So I guess the good thing, I guess you could say is a good thing, was that it wasn't an active shooter. It was one guy mad at another guy and decided to shoot at the guy like 5 times, hitting him in the arm, and the other 3 shots hitting his car or whatever. So that brings your anxiety down a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is someone still got hurt, which, it could have been worse than that. And, sometimes it just makes me wonder, like what's really going through your mind when you decide to bring a weapon to work and then, use it on a coworker or just anybody, period. And if you ask me, I think that goes to, to that mental health. That mental health can hit anybody. You know what I'm saying? No one's, safe from it. Sometimes you just gotta count your blessings. You don't necessarily, have them type of mental breakdowns to where you think, where you think that you can use a gun, to hurt somebody to change the outcome and make the outcome better, which in return the outcome only gets worse. It gets worse for the victim who was shot, could have been killed, or did die. It's gonna change him. It's gonna change his whole family. The person who did the shooting and thought it was a good idea is gonna affect him and his whole family, because everybody got to continue to live through this. Because of someone's bad decision making at that moment. So don't think mental health can't just hit, just certain people. Don't think that mental health only hit those that's been hooked on drugs or alcohol or anything of that nature. Mental health can hit anybody. I don't think mental health really has a preference on who it hits. Like I said, you just gotta be blessed that you may not have, as strong of symptoms that someone else has with that, with the mental illness. But for the most part, everybody was safe. They ended up arresting the guy somewhere out in Macomb at some residence out there. So he was caught, and it was to say that they both was friends at the time, and I guess had some type of differences in words or thoughts or whatever it may be, and thought that pulling a gun could solve everything. And I don't know, as much as people think they know, guns ain't never solved anything when it comes to shooting somebody. All it does is make the situation even that much more worse. You shouldn't have to pull a gun out to prove a point, because that point never gets proven. Only thing that happens is you have, two families just torn apart. One family member may be dead or extremely hurt, another family member going to prison. You just got to be careful how you speak to your coworkers too at work. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't never know what someone else is going through at home. Sometimes people come to work to get away from home, sometimes to get away from the abuse. Now here you are sitting up here teasing this person, playing with this person in a way that they don't like to be played with, and it causes a trigger, you know, and you don't know what can happen. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to be, just respect your coworkers, respect them boundaries, and keep it moving. Don't you just because you just never know what other people are going through at home. You know what I'm saying? Even with children. I always told my kids, man, don't be at school bullying nobody because you don't know what their situation is at home. They come to school they may be coming to school to get away from them, situations of whatever it may be, abuse or neglect. You know what I'm saying? They come to school to get an education and to eat at the same time. And you can't go teasing nobody about what they wear, what they look like, how they act, what they, making fun of their thoughts and shit like that. And then you be the reason why this person ends up snapping. I mean, not to make no excuse and say it's okay just to snap because, someone, pushes your buttons or hits a trigger for you. I mean, I'm not to say that's okay, but it's also not okay to make someone else's, life harder than what it should be. But this is going to be another episode of, What's the Deal with Deal. Appreciate everybody that tunes in to this podcast. If there's any current events that you would like for me to discuss shortly, I don't go too deep into depth, on this platform. Just send a comment, and I'll see exactly what I can do. I'm sure I can do it. I'm sure I will do it. So just let me know. So thanks again for tuning in to What's the Deal with Deal.